Hey guys, welcome to Fleximount 101 University on how to install Fleximount and have a successful installation without ever having to worry about wrinkles, failure, or banners falling off the building. As you can see here, this is a typical 4 foot by 8 foot, or we like to say North America, 8 foot by 4 foot banner installation with Fleximount on all 4 sides. As you can see, it's relatively taut and pretty much wrinkle free, except for a couple of areas where it's puckered in the corners, but that's either here nor there. The beauty about Fleximount is that it can be installed on just about any flat surface: truck, wall, brick, masonry, stucco, concrete, wood, it doesn't matter. As long as it's flat and somewhat concave or convex, you can have a successful installation. So, a couple of key tools you'll need to learn or need to have in order to have a successful installation. 4 foot level. Carpenter's square or framing square. And some regular right angle tin snips, which we just use to cut the bead or the plastic bead that fits into the pocket. So which brings me to the plastic bead, and how do we get it into the pocket, and how does that work with the Fleximount system? So over to our banner, which we have conveniently on the floor, we have our plastic ABS strip that we will shove in or insert into the pocket on all 4 sides of the banner. So it's important to know when you put the Fleximount bead in the pocket, you trim off the end into a not a quite sharp or pointy end, but you just take off the 90-degree corners on each piece of the sides of the plastic. That way you can shove your banner, your PVC strip, into your banner pocket, until it is completely at the other end. Now notice we'll finish off our PVC strip not at the right angle of the opposing edge, but we'll take it to the inside start of the pocket. Why do we do this? It doesn't bind with the outside corner, which is our cap corner finishing off our Fleximount. So when you have a successful installation, your cap corner will fit over your banner. If you run into trouble or your pocket's a little too tight, we also suggest a little bit of WD-40 inside the pocket will help it lubricate and push it through. Good to use. Okay. Hey guys, so I want to talk to you a little bit more about the components of Fleximount, the major components. We just talked about the bead fitting into the pocket on all 4 sides. Now, how does the frame really work, and what are these goofy little pieces I have in my hand? Well, this is what we call the secondary. This is what we call the primary. You'll notice that the primary is on all 4 sides of the banner, whereas we have our secondary, which is hidden, is only on 2 sides. How does that work? Or how does Fleximount work in itself? In order to achieve tension, the secondary is the binder that sits behind the primary. So after we tuck our banner inside the pocket of the primary, we rotate the primary to the wall surface. As we rotate that primary to the wall surface, the secondary holds this primary from slipping backwards or moving on the wall surface itself. So it's a fixed position. Give you a better example. Our secondary is now fixed on the right vertical side of the banner. The primary locks into the secondary, and we will push the primary to the wall. As it rotates, you're typically moving the banner within 5 millimeters or 5 millimeters of stretch overall. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. In relation to any size of banner, we find that 5 millimeters is enough to move your banner to reduce the wrinkles and pull stretch that you need to have in order to have a successful installation. So I'll rotate this primary to the wall surface, theoretically, and that is locked in, fixed in position. And you're like, wow, great, I've got a full taut banner, no wrinkles, successful installation. Now, what happens if we have problems? Maybe the banner is a little bit too big. Maybe the banner is a little too small. What do we do? Well, if you're in an installation, you can't just pack up the banner and send it home. You're in an installation. You have a job to do. You need to finish it off. So how do you achieve that? Well, there's a couple of tips and tricks I'd like to talk to you about, which we can go over without great detail, but gives you an idea what to do when you run into trouble with the Fleximount system on a wall. What do we do if the banner is too loose? In other words, the banner is slightly larger than the overall frame size, maybe just by the horizontal or lateral length, or maybe overall in the height. Who knows, right? But let's solve the problem right here, right now. So if we have a banner, we've determined that the banner is finished 1 inch larger than it should be. The beauty about Fleximount is that you can actually take that pocket, fold it among itself, fold it over, so you've just now reduced the banner by 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch, depending on the slack of your banner, and tuck that into your frame. So now we have reduced the size of the banner, and we'll tuck it into the frame. It's a little stiffer because you have less room now, but you can actually fit it in. Okay. So now we've just folded the material over and over again and used the bead to tuck into that U-joint of the frame. Now, you've now effectively reduced the length of your banner by 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch may not seem to be a lot of movement, but don't forget, 5 millimeters is all we need to achieve tension. So if we've just changed our size by 19 millimeters or 3/4 of an inch, we've effectively reduced that amount of banner length, and we'll achieve all the tension we need to have a successful installation. Fantastic, right? Other problem, what do I do if I have more than 1 inch or more than 3/4? Do you have time or do you have room to move the frame? It's a simple matter of reducing or taking off your corner caps on top and bottom, taking off your primary, exposing your secondary, and adjusting your secondary backwards or frontwards or backwards. So if you have a banner that's too large and you have the room, you can simply adjust your secondary ahead. If your banner is too short to your frame, you can simply adjust your frame backwards. So in order to achieve perfect tension, you need to either move your secondary forward or backwards. Don't forget, your overall banner width and height in relation to the frame is less than 5 millimeters. So if you have, or what we call 3/16 in imperial terms, if you have a banner that's 96 by 48, your overall frame should be larger than 96 by 48, should be 96 and 3/16 by 48 and 3/16. That is your total tension movement. Simple. Hey guys, this is Fleximount 101. Thanks for joining us. This is Fleximount 101 installation. As you can see here, this is a 3 meter by 3 meter, 120 inch by 120 inch Fleximount frame installed on a brick wall. No different from the 4x8 that we talked about earlier. This took 45 minutes from cutting a frame, placing the bead into the banner, and installing it on the wall. So successfully, you could do an installation like this relatively quickly and easily without having any major difficulties. The key to any Fleximount installation is good planning.